This year we had a phone that exploded. We had phones that just died, and for some reason it's been the year that every manufacturer, including Apple, tried to compete for the world's thinnest smartphone. 2025 has been an extremely interesting year, and it's time to hand out the Smartphone Durability and Repairability Awards for the 9th year running. Let me know down in the comments how many years you've been watching. And also thanks to you, yes, you watching this video right now, my wheelchair factory has been able to save the wheelchair community $2 million this year alone. Since the wheelchairs we manufacture right here in the USA are cheaper by far than anything anyone else can make. All thanks to you watching this video, helping to subsidize the space and the manufacturing equipment that we need to make it all possible. I'll have a more in-depth video on the process coming in a few weeks, but it just goes to show that together we can accomplish some really great things. Speaking of factories, Rivian gave us an exclusive tour to see how their trucks are made right here in the USA, as well as Channel Lock opened their doors of the 140-year-old plier making factory to show us how they make the hardest working tools for the hardest working people. We also hung a Cybertruck from a crane with just 2 inches of Tesla glue, because why not? And we helped Florida replant some of their coral reef that is nearly extinct. This is one of my favorite videos of all time, by the way, so if you have a few seconds to check it out after our awards, it's worth it. Cambry and I also went to Kenya to deliver the 20,000 books you donated for our second library, while at the same time seeing the last 2 northern white rhinos, which are functionally extinct. Both of them being female makes reproduction kinda complicated, but I'll explain that more when you're older. Basically, I'm just extremely grateful for this community we've created, and we should probably have a moment of silence for the smartphones that, died along the way. Alright, enough of that. Let's start off with the most repairable smartphone of 2025, and that has got to go to the Fairphone 6. Fairphone only releases one phone every 2 or 3 years, which is a reasonable schedule. It's a totally modular smartphone where every component is held in place with screws. No heat required to melt or soften the adhesive. It is a bit pricey, and replacement parts are kinda hard to source in the USA, but overseas the Fairphone 6 makes a whole lot of sense, since it's designed from the ground up to be future-proofly upgradable and repairable. I wish Fairphone was more mainstream, but alas, it is not. If I were, however, to pick one of the main players, Samsung, Apple, or Google, and pick which phones of theirs are the most repairable, I would have to give a shout out to Google. Earlier this year, they released the Pixel 9a, which we obliterated because it had a glued-in battery. They saw that video and changed how they manufacture their phones and gave us the Google Pixel 10 Pro with a pull tab in place, along with a free 234-page repair guide and replacement parts available directly through iFixit. So the Pixel 10 Pro XL is the most repairable of the mainstream phones in 2015. Whoa, 2025. However, it does still require heat to remove the back glass back, which is unfortunate because that is a threshold that most people just aren't willing to cross. I imagine most people would pick up a screwdriver if they needed to, but pulling out a heat gun to blast their smartphone is just, the line they don't want to cross. But watertight phones are the way they are, and, most smartphones these days are just glued shut. Which brings us to the least repairable smartphone of 2025. Folding phones are obviously the hardest to repair. They have a soft center folding screen that is extremely fragile and very difficult to repair successfully. So we will disregard those for now, but out of the main players, Apple, Samsung, and Google, they all sell replacement parts directly to customers. And yeah, you have to jump through some hoops with Apple and Samsung, but at least they pretend to be repair friendly. Also, Motorola sells replacement parts, Xiaomi sells replacement parts, but some companies do not, and I've decided to pick on the largest offender, and that is Oppo. Oppo does not sell replacement parts to customers, and the Oppo Find X8 Ultra can be disassembled with heat and pull tabs like a normal smartphone, but when you can't buy replacement parts from the manufacturer, it's kind of the definition of, not repairable. So Oppo needs to do better, and they win the least repairable smartphone of 2025. What about the most innovative smartphone of 2025? The technology this year changed super fast. For example, the Oppo Find N released the world's thinnest folding smartphone with a titanium hinge at 4.2 millimeters thick. Then just a few months later, Samsung came out with their Trifold at 3.9 millimeters thick, taking the record basically right after it was made. And yeah, the super thin iPhone Air was impressively way stronger than anyone on the planet could have guessed. I imagine me showing how much weight the phone could actually support instilled a lot of confidence for people who were buying the phone, so thumbs up for that. But personally, I'm not ready for that thin life or that folding life since my phone is a tool and I need it to be as capable as possible. So as far as innovative goes, it was very difficult to decide between the Samsung Trifold or Xiaomi 15 with the screen on the back, but I'm kind of biased when it comes to materials choice. We had a literal gold-plated sapphire-backed, I'm trying to lose it, in all of these phones here. Here it is. The Red Magic Golden Saga had a sapphire back and gold-plated internals. But even this wasn't as innovative as the literal liquid cooling chamber inside of the Red Magic 11 Pro. Gaming phones always get the coolest things first. The liquid on the back keeps the phone cool while at the same time keeping the phone looking cool through the back glass. So again, Red Magic, just like last year, wins the most innovative smartphone of 2025. They are pushing the limits of what smartphones are capable of and the materials used to build them more than anyone else, for the moment. What about the best looking smartphone from the inside? This was also a difficult choice, but thanks to my teardown skins, we can see an accurate layout of the mainstream phones in real time. I do like how both Apple and Google have added magnets to the outside of the charging coil. I think that looks really cool. And while Apple might not be on the bleeding edge of hardware technology, when it finally does arrive, they make it look really cool. I think seeing the vapor chamber as well as the sensor shift technology around the main camera kind of pushes it over the edge, and the iPhone 17 Pro wins the best looking internals of 2025. As a fun little tidbit, anyone purchasing one of my teardown skins between now and January 3rd is automatically entered into a drawing to win a free Samsung Trifold. Not this one, obviously, one that works. And that's, kind of sweetens the pot a little bit. I'll leave a link for them down in the description. And speaking of trifolds, let's talk about the least durable smartphones of 2025. Yeah, the Light Phone 3 minimalist phone did break, but that's a niche phone for a special group of people. If I had to pick the least durable smartphone of 2025, it's gotta go to the Pixel 10 Fold. Normally I'd give folding phones a pass for breaking, but Samsung's normal folding phones didn't break, and Google's folding phones have all broken in the same spot for 3 years in a row. And this year's even exploded. Not ideal, and it's time to call them out. And for sure, if you treat your phone nicely, it's probably not gonna break, but as a manufacturer, if Google knows there's a weak spot in their design and they don't address it, that's kind of a big deal, because some of us do care about durability. So congrats to the Pixel 10 Pro Fold for being the least durable smartphone of 2025. The most durable smartphone is obviously going to the Tank 3 Pro. This thing is an absolute beast and also has a projector in the top to display videos and images on a wall. But not everyone has enough pocket real estate for a 23,000 milliamp hour battery. So if we were to pick the most durable mainstream smartphone, I would probably go have battery dust guts from this Pixel Fold. Anyway, if we had to pick a non-rugged smartphone to be the winner, I would go with the OnePlus 15, but only in the Sandstorm color, since it's the only variant that comes in a non-cracking shatterproof fiberglass back panel. The other variants of the OnePlus 15, like the Infinite Black or the Ultraviolet, those are glass, along with every other mainstream iPhone and Samsung on my desk. Glass is glass and glass breaks. So if you want a truly durable flagship, you gotta go with one that does not have a back glass panel. So the OnePlus 15 wins the most durable, non-rugged mainstream phone of 2025. And if you're looking for other plastic back phones, we have the CMF phone here, as well as the Moto G over here. I was really pleased with how well the Moto G did, and it's only $150. But really, any smartphone can be durable as long as you put a case and a screen protector on it, as I learned the hard way earlier this year. Those are just my opinions though, and I'm curious how you would have awarded these awards differently, and remember that protection is always cheaper than the alternative. Thanks a ton for watching, thanks for being a part of this community, and I'll see you around.